Hi everyone, it's Angelique, also known as The Light. Welcome to my channel. Please stop what you're doing. Click like on this video, subscribe. Even though this is going to probably be my last year in content creation, but still subscribe and watch all my videos. I don't normally do zodiac videos, but it's been a while since I did a zodiac video. So this series, I'm probably only going to do 4 videos of this, is the lessons I've learned from these particular zodiacs. So I'm gonna do fire signs first. Sorry, I'm a little tipsy, having me a little blood orange margarita. Um, uh, these Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, these eclipses is really driving me crazy. I got this idea from a woman named Venus on TikTok. We used to be mutuals, and then she unfollowed me. I don't know why, but she didn't block me, so I guess she don't really have that much of a problem for me. I got this idea from her, so I just want to let you know I didn't create this. So lessons I have learned from these particular zodiac signs. So these are basically lessons in life. When these people came into my life, I feel like when certain zodiac sun signs come into your life is for a reason. It's meant for you to learn certain lessons, and these are the lessons that I learned. So for reference, I am a Leo sun, Scorpio moon, Capricorn rising. I will not give you any of my other placements. I don't need y'all trying to do voodoo on me, okay? So don't even ask in the comments. All right, I'm a Leo sun, Scorpio moon, Capricorn rising. If you don't agree with anything I'm saying, this is my personal experience. I'm not saying all of these individuals are like this. This is my perception of the things that I went through with these particular signs. Some people are going to agree because they experienced the same thing as me, and there's going to be other people who disagree. Okay? So if you're angry in the comments, I really don't care because it doesn't change my experience. All right? I always get very negative comments on my zodiac videos because people have a problem with hearing constructive criticism or even bad things about themselves. Like, nobody is perfect. When people are talking about Leos, I don't give a shit. Okay? Anyway, so lessons I've learned from the fire signs. I'm gonna start with Aries. Okay. What Aries have taught me, so in my lifetime I have met more male Aries than female Aries. um what I've learned from Aries is to use your throat chakra. That's basically what I have learned from them. Any Aries, even if they were more introverted, they always spoke up for themselves. They always said something. I've never met a quiet, timid Aries. No matter how soft spoken they were, there was always a situation or a moment where they just couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, Aries are known to be the ultimate crash outs, but you learn something from these individuals. So I've learned from Aries that don't let people play in your face, don't let people project onto you, don't let people be slick with their behavior. Address them. When you see something is wrong, when you feel you're being violated, when you feel like somebody's playing games with you, speak up about it. It's very important to speak up. And a lot of times when you don't speak up, people think you're punk. And this is something as a Leo that I experience. A lot of people think Leos are punks, and they think that we're all talk and no action. And it's not true. I think that Leos just have more of like a tolerance thing, and we kind of want to see how far you're going to take it, and then we'll flip on you. And this makes people think that Leo is somebody to play with. So what I've learned from all my Aries friends and my Aries ex-male lovers, I learned to speak up. So if I was dating an Aries guy, I remember one time I was dating this Aries guy, and we were at a bus stop and waiting for my bus to come, and I didn't even realize it was a guy like behind us. And I guess the guy was staring at me a little bit too long. And this guy was an introverted Aries, very quiet, kind of like when he walked in a room, you can barely hear him. And I never seen this side of him before. You know, he was very boisterous, but in a very low tone. And the next thing I heard was him say, "Yo, my man, you got a problem? You got a problem with your eyes? You looking at my shorty, wait, you looking at my shorty." He was hood. He was hood. You looking at my shorty a little bit too long. "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. She's just beautiful." Da, 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 da. That guy walked to the second bus stop. He was out of there. And I was shocked. I was like, oh my goodness. And I could feel this rage coming from him. I was like, I had never seen him get like that. I didn't even know he can really get like that. Even though he was a street dude, I really never saw him like that. He always kept his street life separate. That was my first time ever seeing him check a man in public. Another guy I had dated who was an Aries, we were in KFC. This is like way back in the day when I was in my 20s. We were sitting in KFC, and the next thing I heard was, "Bitch, you see me sitting with my girl? What the fuck you looking at?" And I was like, whoa, whoa, what's going on? So there was a woman, I couldn't see her, but because she was behind me, but she was in his view. She was literally like flirting with him, giving him googly eyes, and he wasn't having it. He was just like, "I don't want you, bitch. You're not prettier than my girl." I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, all right, get the food. We got to get out of here. And she was with her mom, and he cursed her mother out because her mom was like, "Don't be talking to my daughter like that." He was just like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck your daughter." Your daughter's disrespectful, thinking I would want to leave my girl for her. She's not even prettier than my girl. It was so funny. But I love this about Aries. So this is the lessons that I have learned from Aries, is to use my throat chakra. Speak up. Who you think you playing with? Okay. What else I've learned from Aries is that they're very competitive. And this is something that I dislike about them, because even my male friends have tried to compete with me. I think Aries like competition because that's what fuels them to do a lot of what they do. But stop competing with your lover, Aries, okay? Stop competing with your lover. It can get pretty annoying, especially like when you're a woman and you have a male competing with you. It comes off very feminine, or I don't want to be rude, but you get what I'm saying. It comes off very feminine. Like, do you like women? Like, why are you competing with me? So this is something that I noticed, is that Aries remind me that there are people who are competing with you. And I never thought that I was someone, that people can compete with. I had a male friend back in I met him in 2019. So I think I cut him off around 2022. But I had this male friend, he was an Aries, and we were very similar. I noticed that when he had his podcast, he was comfortable. But as soon as I started my podcast, it was like he became competitive. When, he had his clothing brand and I started my clothing brand, he would not support me. He just became very jealous, and competitive. It was just like, dude, we can make money together. Like, let's put our fire together and make money. And it was just like, no, it was always like, only I can do this. And that's something that I did not like. So what I learned was through Aries, I learned that, I'm fly enough for people to want to compete with me, because I've had Aries try to compete with me. If I didn't have anything to compete with, Aries wouldn't have tried to compete with me. Okay, let's go into Leo. This damn hat and tequila got me sweating. Okay. Leo, my sign. What I've learned from Leo. Oh my goodness. This is going to be difficult for Leo probably to even accept. I believe that Leos are here to teach self-love, right? You ever been around a Leo that didn't love themselves? I've been around a Leo who didn't love them. I've been around Leos who were highly insecure. Leos who are highly insecure are very dangerous Leos, right? So we represent the heart. We do everything with the heart. So your heart has to be intact, not just physically, but emotionally, and you have to love yourself. A Leo that does not love themselves is a very disturbing Leo. Like my fan, my friend gave it to me from Ghana, and she was a Leo. Oh, isn't that crazy? A Leo gave this to me when she went to Ghana. So when a Leo doesn't love themselves, they're very insufferable, and they project on you, and they'll make your life miserable when they don't love themselves. So what I learned from myself and what I learned from other Leos is that if Leo doesn't love themselves, they will make the people in their lives miserable, right? We're supposed to live our life in the light. We're supposed to teach people how to put themselves first. We're supposed to teach people live in luxury, right? Love yourself. Show that you love yourself through the way that you carry yourself in life, how you dress, how you take care of yourself, how you love people, how you love yourself. When you get around a Leo, that's one thing I will tell you this. A lot of people say Leos, oh, they always want attention. We're ruled by the sun. Leos are born with this attention. They don't have to seek the attention. Now, Leos like validation from their parents, from their spouses, from their children. Strangers, we don't give a fuck about y'all. All right. So saying that Leos always are looking for attention, no, they get attention. This is their superpower. But when the Leo is not in their superpower, they're miserable. So I learned that if I want to be the best version of myself, I have to love myself. And that is the main reason why I went on a healing journey. I went on a divine feminine journey. I went on a self-love journey to be a better person, to be a better woman. So Leo, when you don't love yourself, you're a hater. Okay? You are a hater and you're very insufferable. I actually just had to cut off a girl who's a Leo, and I've known her for 16 years. But she hates herself. All right. I'm telling you right now, Leo that hates themselves, they're not worth a damn. They're not going to be able to help the people around them, because Leo is a type of person that you can train them to be upfront. People believe Leo. So you just like, Obama. I always felt, Michelle, she was feeding Obama information from behind. She's a Capricorn. And Obama, people believed him. So he was a perfect president to be a leader, which Obama is a Leo. He wasn't perfect, but because of his charm, his looks, the way he speaks, a lot of us, Leos, we know how to speak. We know how to present the information. We don't even have to write the information. People will write the information for Leo. People will do all the back work for Leo, but Leo is going to be the main presenter. And this is where they say, oh, they always need attention. No, Leos are always going to be put on the front line, whether you like it or not. So if you're a sign that's supposed to be working like towards the back, you're going to end up hating Leo. If you're someone who hates yourself, you're going to hate being around Leo. So I've learned through Leos to put myself first. I learned that being selfish sometimes is better. This is why Leo women seem to me could be masculine, because men put themselves first. Most men put themselves and their happiness first, and so do Leo women. You're not taking me out on dates. You're not giving me the attention I need. You're not giving me the affection I need. No problem. You leave Leo alone. Leo already has replaced you. That's how we are. Some people see that as narcissistic. They call us a narcissistic sign. But I've learned so much from myself and from other Leos. Put yourself first, okay? You're on a plane and the plane's going down or having turbulence. That air mask falls down. They always tell you to do what? Put that mask on you first, and if you have a child, put it on them second. Because if you're not good, you can't take care of nobody else. So that's what I learned about being a Leo, and that's what I learned from Leos. They teach me how to put myself first. Okay. Another thing I want to say to Leos is that, a lot of times we like luxury. We like nice hotels, we like nice vacations, we like nice clothing. We like comfortability in life. A lot of people aren't used to that. And because of that, you try to drag people into your world, right? And when they get in your world, they can't handle that because they're used to mediocre. Stop trying to force people into your world, Leo. Give them what they're used to, because when a lot of times when Leo drags people into their world, to people, what something that's regular to us is luxury to somebody else. So what I had to learn was just do for you. A lot of people are not used to the extras of what you're used to. All right, they're used to tuna and you're used to caviar. Let them eat their tuna in peace. Don't even try to introduce them to caviar, because a lot of times they're going to think that by you being kind to them, that's like you trying to tell them, oh, I'm better than you. No, you're not. You just want to share what you give to yourself to other people, but they can't handle it. So through the years, I learned I'm not even going to introduce you to the luxury that I'm used to. I'm just going to go and enjoy it by myself. Learn to do shit by yourself, Leo. That's what I learned from Leo. Working on your self-love, working on your healing makes you a better person. And also, when you're a Leo, people are going to hate you. You come into the world, people are going to hate you. What I noticed, I have to do a research on this. When I watch crime shows, a lot of times the crime shows, I don't know what it is. I don't think it's a coincidence. Most of the crime shows, when I watch it, the victim, the person who got killed, was Leo. So Leos come with a lot of haters, and that's something that you have to get. People don't appreciate the sun. Oh, where's the sun? Where's the sun? I love summer. Everybody loves the sun, but they don't realize the importance of the sun, right? So understand that Leos are ruled by the sun. So Leo, you can't be ruled by the sun and you dusty and crusty. Get your shit together, because if not, you're not a good human being. Let's move on, because I don't want these videos to be long. Sagittarius, what I've learned, Lord, let me take a sip from that, okay? A sip for that. What I've learned from Sagittarius, the art of freedom. I've learned the art of freedom and balance. Actually, they say Libra supposed to represent balance, but I've never learned balance from Libras. I've learned more balance from Sagittarius. I like that Sagittarius can be business during the day and then be like a masochist at night. They can be business during the day and then 50 shades of gray at night, right? And Sag, they'll go get their degrees, they'll go start their business, they'll focus on business, they'll get the bag, but they'll also indulge in duality of sex and lust and relationships and partying and drinking and smoking and sniffing. That's something very interesting about them that I kind of love about them. They too much for me. They too much for me. But that's something that I notice about Sagittarius. They could be very intelligent people. But I also realize that Sagittarius could be very great at business, but they're not that great at relationships. They're really not. So I'm very shocked to see that Sierra and Russell Wilson are lasting. They've been together for 10 years. I said, oh, he must be a very light-sided Sag, because most of the Sages I have come across were horrible at romantic relationships or even friendships. And that's because they'll ghost a lot. They'll disappear a lot. They travel a lot. You don't see them often, basically. So most Sages that come into my life, they really wasn't around much anyway. Like my father was a Sag and I just didn't see him much, honestly. He would ghost me and then pop back up like there's nothing going on. And it's like, dude, I don't even know you like that. Like, what are you doing here? So work on that, Sag. Understand that when you ghost and when you're traveling and when you're moving, you might see it like, oh, I'm just living my life. I'm just doing business. But when you can't maintain relationships through while you're doing business, people will not feel the same for you by the time you try to return to them. So I learned that that's the art of freedom, but that's also the price that they're going to pay. A lot of times, Sages, yes, you'll have the education, the house, the car, the money, the status, but you might not have the great relationships in lock, because you're not taking time to build. Maybe that's why Sierra and Russell Wilson are working together, because he's actually taking time to balance family life and his career. Interesting. So even though I learned balance from them, work, but also play, I like that. Right? Sag is one sign to me that when they don't give a fuck about you, you're going to feel it, right? This is probably the most impactful feeling I've ever felt from a Sag. Like, when they don't really care about you, trust me, you're going to feel it to the core of you. Scorpio can be like that too, but by the time a Scorpio doesn't care about me, they've already done so much damage that I don't care that they don't care about me. But with Sag, it's just very different. They really truly believe it. They just don't care about you. You're like non-existent. They don't care. They've written you off. You're not even like a motherfucking factor in their brain. So I noticed that about them. They can discard people in such a way that kind of teaches you something of like, when you're done, just learn how to detach and release. So I think that this is something that I've even learned from my Sag father, but then when it was done to him, he could not handle it. And that is something like, I can understand why there's so many serial killers or killers, murderers who are Sages, and it's because they can feel for themselves, but they really can't feel for you. It's like, what do you mean you don't want me around? What do you mean you don't understand me? But then, like, it's so easy for them to just be done with you. That's something that I know is about them. So I've learned from Sages, like the focus of business and education, but also to make time to be free and live your life at the same time. And they love traveling. And most Sages is like, they pop up every couple of years in my life, that type of thing. And there's been some who like try to reach out to me, and it's just like, nah, I'm good. I don't like to like make relationships with them because they're too inconsistent for me. But yeah, they'll disappear in you and then pop up like nothing has ever happened. But you can learn freedom, and that's a form of freedom. Not giving a fuck is a form of freedom. Traveling is a form of freedom. um Putting yourself first on your business and education is a form of freedom. So that's what you can really learn from Sages. You gotta be very careful though, because if you come across a dark side of Sag, it could be very, very dangerous. Like Trey Songz, Mr. Grapey. And I also had a male friend try to grape me as well, who was a Sag. So be very careful, because it's so funny. I heard this statement: Sages are who people think Scorpio are, and I believe that. I feel like this is a very dark sign when they're in their dark side, more of their light side. So you be very, very careful with Sag, because they can look presentable and professional, but they're really not what you are seeing on the outside. There's a lot more to them. They're more mysterious to me, because you just really can't figure them out, because you'll think they're cool, but then they could be like plotting something on you, and you'll really never see it coming, because they look great in a suit, and they look great in penny loafers, and they look great in business casual, and you'll never see this coming. But they've been planning something. They've been planning your demise behind your back. So be very careful with Sag. So I've learned the art of freedom from Sagittarius. From Leos, I've learned how important it is to love yourself, to do your healing work. And from Aries, I've learned the importance of using your throat chakra, speaking up and standing up for yourself, and don't let nobody play you. So tell me in the comments if you all have experienced these same life lessons from these fire signs. I'm going to continue to do the other signs, so look out. Make sure you comment your experience with these signs, whether it's negative or positive, and what lessons. We really have to, when we meet these people, we really have to go, why do I keep meeting this particular sign? What is a lesson that I need to learn from this particular sign? I think that people need to understand that, instead of just like stop running from them. I mean, avoid, a particular sign because I run from Virgos and I run from Geminis, but I get it. So just definitely when you meet people, when you go through experiences with them, try to figure out why you met that person. What is this particular sign teaching you? And also look at your chart. It could be a reason why you keep meeting that particular sign. But I'm going to say out of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, I really like Aries out of the three. Believe it or not, I actually enjoy Aries energy more than when I meet other Leos. But yeah, I know you're like, what? But yeah, I actually enjoy Aries, and I would say more Aries men. I enjoy making friendships with Aries men, and I enjoy having Aries male lovers out of the three fire signs. And I definitely have been hurt by all three signs, but I would say I have been hurt more from Sagittarius and by Leo. Okay, Sag because my father was the first man who broke my heart. But definitely Sag and Leo have taught me more horrific lessons versus Aries. Aries kind of like got me in trouble a lot because of their mouth. But yeah, out of the three fire signs, sorry if I'm spitting, out of the three fire signs, I would say I got the more heartbreak and hard lessons in life from Sag and Leo. So yes, comment below if you want me to continue to do these videos. Make sure you donate to me and make sure you book a phone session. And how to do that will be in my comment section. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Look out for the next videos.